You're also here, Tim, in your capacity as task consultant. You're on the credits as a task consultant, and there's always a lot of chat about that online. What does Tim actually do to be the task consultant? Is it like a regular salaried job?
There's quite a lot of chat offline, actually.
Mainly coming from Alex going, why should I put you on the credits?
Yeah, the online chat room sounds a lot like Alex phoning me. It's the old "what do you actually do" chestnut, isn't it? My one worry about coming on this show.
So
can we just focus on me as a contestant?
Yes, we can.
We don't need to drill down onto the actual minutiae of what I do in my role as. I know it's a slight problem. It's the elephant in the room. I get that.
It's the first thing on my list, Tim.
The way you talk about it, it's as if I never come up with any tasks, and it's all coming from Alex's head. And we've got a gentleman's agreement that my name just stays on the credits.
There must be a task, Tim. There must be at least one task every series that you come up with or help with, right?
Oh, you do me an honour. Thanks, Ed. It's smoke and mirrors. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure Alex doesn't want me to sort of discuss which tasks are his and which task is mine.
Well, look,
we have an informal agreement. We meet up. Well, obviously, that's in a way the pandemic has actually just put the final nail in the coffin of my task consultancy, because now the meeting up bit has gone as well.
Yeah, you can't even go for a pint.
That's what we would do. We'd sort of go to. There's a pub quiz in his village, and we'd go to the pub quiz, and in between we'd sort of say, "Well, have you had any tasks that are sort of to do with vinegar or stools or dartboards or anything like that?"
So Alex comes up with all the tasks during the pub quiz, and you go, "Maybe they could do a quiz."
Yeah. After about 4 or 5 pints, I'm just sort of looking at a barman and say, "Can we make them all dress up like him or something? Is there something in that?"
Okay, well we won't drill down into that further, Tim. We'll focus on you as a contestant in Taskmaster.
I think I am a very, very efficient sounding board for Alex, but I would concede that other people could equally do that soundboard role. Who
buys the drinks in that scenario?
Well, Alex, because I'm there as his task consultant.
I see. Now I'm beginning to see the setup. I'm beginning to see it's a pretty sweet job for old Tim Key.
It's a pretty sweet job, and actually the online thing is reflected in real life where people... I think my main thing is that I'm task consultant on Taskmaster. I have noticed that. Even though I'm sort of desperately trying to get other things going in my own career, it feels like that's the headline news, is that I'm the mastermind behind Taskmaster. But I think Alex would probably argue that he might be the mastermind behind Taskmaster.
Although we talked to Alex last week about episode 1, series 1, and he was telling us about the origins of Taskmaster being that you won the Edinburgh Comedy Award, and he was so annoyed that the next year he came up with something that you couldn't win. How do you feel that a mammoth thing such as Taskmaster is based on jealousy of your success?
Yeah, good question. I always enjoy it when I hear Alex talk about that in podcasts and things, because he's never mentioned that in real life.
It'd be nice to trace it back to see who did the first good thing that then set off a chain reaction of jealousy.
Yeah, I think the first good thing amongst us, I mean, I do remember, well, Alex's first Edinburgh show, that was a good thing. And,
that's interesting. So you think a chain reaction of jealousy that ended with Taskmaster was actually started by Alex himself in the first place anyway?
Well, I'm never a massive fan of the phrase chain reaction of jealousy, but... But yeah, it's difficult. How did you do it? Was it the same on your series? You're just given 5, or 8,
10.
10, yeah.
It's weird that the task consultant doesn't know how many episodes there are, because I would have thought
Weirdly, he wasn't consulting me on how many episodes. You think that's what he brought me in for? We're thinking 8. No. You go 10. There's a budget thing. I'll sort the budget out, Alex. There should be 10 eps. If you're getting Gamble on, give him 10 eps. Let him shine.
More editing and more fiddling with it, which made it look less impressive in my eyes. Do you see?
You know what? I think you've put your finger on it.
Yep.
And, if they ever do a Taskmaster where you're allowed to take your own task consultant in, I would I'd happily have you there as my wingman.
Thank you. Well, I know what task consultants do, and I don't have to come on the day. We'll just go for a pint beforehand.
I'll tell you what, I never thought I'd say it, but the life of a task consultant is absolutely fantastic. And also, the pandemic hasn't really affected it.
No.
How much one supports one's own work in the sense that I'm the task consultant.
Now, I like that you've come in
you.
here swinging the old dick about the task consultancy when on the last episode you basically said it was nothing and you didn't do anything and you go to the pub with Alex and you would have a couple of drinks and watch him come up with tasks. And yet, today, you seem to have decided to come trumpeting your own achievements and bringing up the task consultancy.
I thought maybe this time I'd go the other way because I think I've said that in a few interviews, but I think it's now time for me to swing the task consultant dick again.
I love it. Get it out. Go for it. So, Tim, maybe now with this new fresh attitude, tell us more about what being a task consultant entails day to day.
Day to day is good. Yeah, I mean, most days I do try and get fit in some other work around it, but really it's sort of wake up and actually you're straight into it. Have a notepad by the bed in case there's anything I've sort of dreamt up overnight. And then it's usually a black coffee and a donut, and get the pen out again and sort of, sit there on the veranda, just sort of lightly musing about things. It's like watching things go past, just thinking about inspiration. Anyway, then it'll get to about 10, 11, and I'll go for my task consultant walk,
Yes.
which is just sort of around, northwest London usually, popping into shops, galleries, museums and things, just looking for different objects that might spark something. Then I tend to go for like a task consultant lunch where I meet one of the former contestants and we just sort of pick each other's brains about... I ask them about what tasks sort of worked for them, what they felt more or less comfortable doing, what they felt they could sort of shine in and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Then in the afternoon, quick sleep, and then to the office to actually write some of these bloody things up. And I'll usually stay in there till about... Well, I have my 5 o'clock with Alex, which is a Zoom from 5 till sort of 8 each day, where I feed back to Alex and also see if he has any, because he sometimes has ideas for tasks as well. And then in the evening, I like to do my own gigs and stuff like that. I have a show that I'm doing at the moment.
That's good.
Try and switch off a bit, maybe go to the cinema, and then another hour before bed where I have like an amaretto and just have a good old think about some more sort of maybe outlandish tasks and also team tasks. I tend to think about them, and then bed, and then away we go again the next day. So I'm painting it as something where it's non-stop. It's not non-stop. It's not as bad as I've just said, but yeah, it's not, you earn your money, let's put it that way.
Yeah. So why is it specifically with the team task that it needs to be later on in the evening with the amaretto, do you think?
Because they don't have to be as good. Yeah, I think that. Well, there's 2 or 3 comedians there. They'll spark off each other. It doesn't matter what they do. They could boil an egg. They'll be funny. Some of these people.
It's a good point.
What were your team tasks? Do you remember?
Had one where we had to meet someone and work out whether he was telling a truth or telling a lie, and then we had to do a quiz on his life.
Oh yeah, that's quite good.
Which was fun.
I do remember coming up with that one, but yeah, go on, carry on.
Yeah, we had to make a cup of tea, but all the stuff was stuck to the table.
Oh, that's quite good, because I remember coming up with that, but then Alex came up with the idea of all the stuff being stuck to the table.
Yeah,
I thought that's clever.
Yeah, that's good. It's good teamwork, that though. It's really good teamwork. We had more. We had to make a live board game, bring a board game to life, and we
right, because that started off with me saying they should play Monopoly.
Yeah, it's good because Alex just adds the little twists at the end, doesn't he?
He adds the stardust, the sparkle. That's what Alex does. Yeah, but I think Alex is underrated. Actually, he's very important to the show. People often forget about that.
He brings a lot to it for sure.
He's also he's in it. He plays Greg's assistant.
Is that Alex?
That's Alex. Alex plays little Alex Horn. Is Alex Horn?
Oh, I never put two and two together.
It's a great job. You should be Taskmaster consultant. It's a fantastic job.
I don't have enough time, man. It sounds really heavy on the old shedge.
You know what? You make time. It's amazing. Even whilst doing it, I've written a couple of books. It's amazing how much stuff you can fit in around it. I've written a couple of books, new show, and I do a bit of acting and stuff like that. It's about time management. It needn't eat up all of your time. Task consultant.
Yeah, that's good to know. Maybe one day.
It's actually part of the remit of the task consultant.
Okay.
That's sort of. It's actually quite a cathartic experience because you work so hard doing, the task consultancy side of things and putting the bloody tasks together. And it's not easy because there's, as you go deeper into these series, you sort of feel like I've ran out of tasks. But amazingly, you can always come up with tasks. You just need to keep your eyes open when you're sort of walking around and, ideas emerge and stuff like that. And if you have your notepad and you just when things come into your head, you just scribble down the odd sort of word, really, and then come back to it. But then you put the tasks together, and I think Al worked on some of them as well. And then you give them to the contestants, and that's the real joy. I'm usually there for filming in the house, but there are some house days that I miss. So actually, I always go to all of the studio days and watch the show being recorded. And then...
Where's it recorded again?
Pardon me?
Where's it recorded again?
They do it in a recording studio.
Yeah, correct.
Near London.
Yeah.
Right. UK.
Yeah.
Yeah, UK. And then the final thing I always like to do is I'll always watch the whole series as it goes out with Al and Greg. And then...
Oh, all of you watch it together?
Yeah, and the rest of the team. And then you've come to that a couple of times, haven't you?
Oh yeah, good point actually. Yeah, the big watch along.
Yeah. And then I like to. This is the mad bit, but I think it's because I'm just such a sort of. I'm such a fanboy. If I didn't work on it, I think I'd be like I'd do this anyway. But I then watch it the whole series back a couple of times later. Later that year. So yeah, I do really enjoy this one. Although I haven't seen this episode.
So you'd seen it every single other episode 4 or 5 times.
This one had somehow got through the net.
Slipped through the net. Well, I'm glad we could show it to you for the first time.
It's not that new, is it? Is the one that I had to do for this new? Is that recent?
Series 7?
Yes.
No. Bearing in mind we've got Series 14 coming out this year.
Okay. Oh, so we're halfway. Have they finished it? How many are they doing?
I don't know what the plan is.
Sorry, wait. Have you seen how big my name is on the opening page of the credits? I think it's getting bigger. I think they're goading me. If they make that thing any bigger, I'm going to write a task.